So this week I had a simple problem. One of my property manager that I help support reached out to me and said, is there a way for me to be able to differentiate between my Airbnb bookings and the regular website bookings, at least when I'm looking at it in the back end? So I was able to go to the MotoPress forum and I found a solution that just worked beautifully. So I want to share that with you. Let's look at what we're going to do in this particular video. So here's the website that I help support. The issue is they predominantly use Airbnb and the website to gain bookings. So on Airbnb, I would see that I have a booking here that's coming up on this is on the 27th of March for the 𝗵𝗺 villa. So when they go to their website and they're checking in the back end, and I could see here that on the 27th of March, there's a booking for 𝗵𝗺, but I can't really differentiate between what are the bookings that came from the website unless I hover over the details specifically, or which is the one that's coming from Airbnb. Now, if I hover over it, I could see this one is Airbnb, but you can't really tell at a glance. And that could be a bit confusing. And I wasn't the only one that had this problem. So when I went to the MotoPress forum, I saw that someone had asked this particular question, and there isn't a clear solution yet. It's a feature that has been submitted as a feature request. I also asked for this particular feature. So I want to say a big thank you to Thomas who didn't only responded, but provided a solution, and it was perfect. So here it was. It required some CSS code, but I found it was easy to implement. And I want to go through that with you. Today, we're going to be using a simple CSS plugin, and so that we could apply this particular solution. Let me show you what this would look like after we've applied the CSS code. So here is the website with the actual application now. And as you could see, the Airbnb booking is quite clearly differentiated. It has the name Airbnb in brackets, while those that are booked from the website now have web in bracket or website, and you could actually change that as you like. The plugin we're going to be using is a free plugin. It's called Simple Custom CSS and JS from 𝗏𝗺𝗃𝗺𝗃.com, and we could see it has a lot of 5-star rating. So let's look at how we could get this done. So if this looked like something that you're interested in, please stick around and we're going to go through all the details step by step. My name is Joshua and I help hospitality providers to make money with their hotel booking website. So let's look at how we could apply this to our website now. So I'm going to go to the back end of my website and we're going to go and search for that plugin. So I'm going to scroll down and go to plugins and I'm going to click add new and I'm going to type in Simple Custom CSS and JS. And we're going to install this one here and we're going to activate it. And you'll now see a menu on the left that says Custom CSS and JS. And we're going to come and choose Add Custom CSS. And we could give our CSS code a name. So I'm going to call this. Now we want to copy the CSS into this section. And as I mentioned, Thomas did provide us with the CSS code. He did it in 3 sections. First, he had the calendar column width, just to give that column a wider width. He would have also given the booking a little room to breathe. And then here is the styling for the MotoPress booking along with Airbnb, and included clamping hub. I'm not going to be using that. I only want Airbnb and the MotoPress styling. These 3 sections is what I used, and I'm just going to copy that from the section that I already had done before. I will share a link to the code in the description of this video. You could click on it and you can just get and copy that code. You could change it as you see fit as well. And I'm going to remove these and I'm going to just paste it over that. Essentially what you're looking at here, the most important thing, that if you're going to change something, you may want to adjust the width if that's something that may work for you, or the indentation. And here's where you could change the label. So instead of it being web and you wanted to say website, then you could actually change that here. So if, for example, I wanted to say website, I could adjust that there. You could also change the background shading if you wanted it to be something else. I'm going to leave it as is. On the right, this is very important. We want to make this change in the admin section, not the front end, because our booking calendars in the admin section. So we want to change that to admin. Let's click on publish. All right, so now let's take a look at our calendar and see if we've now seeing the changes. So I'm going to go to bookings and then calendar. And here you go. So we can now see that it is saying website for those that are there. This is bookings that I have blocked within MotoPress, but if you blocked something on Airbnb, the settings will show you the difference for those blocked on Airbnb. Now my booking, I need to show a little bit more so I could see the rest of the booking. I'm just going to show the year so I could see the year booking. So now when I scroll down, I'm looking for that booking on the 27th of March. So if I scroll to the 27th of March, here you go. So I can now see the Airbnb booking on the 27th of March, and we could clearly be able to differentiate between the two. And I could see I have another Airbnb booking coming up here on the 4th of April. That's it. It's that simple. You could actually just apply this if you want to be able to see the difference between the two. Now, I predominantly use Airbnb. Now, if you have a different OTA that you're using, maybe booking.com or TripAdvisor, it will be different. The code will not work for that. So I'm going to also link a copy of this thread because they did share some information in terms of how you could identify the relevant string of code that you would use if you're going to be using a different OTA. It may be a little technical if you're doing outside of this, but I know a lot of people use Airbnb and their websites. So I thought at least this might be useful for someone like that. That's someone like me because that's the only tool that I currently use for this particular property. If this video was useful to you, please remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and click that notification bell so when I post more videos like this, you'll be notified. I'll see you in the next one.